Thank you everyone for spending a Friday with me, and I appreciate you being here. Why don't we light up the chat and share with me where you're from? We will be going quick. Many of you that are here, I recognize, and you know my teaching style. So part of what we're going to do here today is I'm going to share with you some things that you need to know in the investor world to kind of create awareness. I'm going to give you some tips on things that you can do right away. I'm also going to give you a Q&A and a worksheet that you can utilize when you're having investor conversations. And then I'm going to share with you how I can help you more. So thank you for being here. I know we'll have many of you that also watch on the rewatch. So again, thanks for being here. If there's anything specific that you would like to learn, please feel free to post in the chat a question that you may have. I'm going to start with, I'd say just giving you a little bit of awareness on investors and how they can be such a big, impactful part of your business. Now, my background is I personally have done over 5,000 bank foreclosures, corporate and corporate relocation transactions, working with investors, builders, corporations, and everything in between. Why I like helping investors create systems and working with agents that have a business based upon off market, as well as working with investors. It's very scalable. A lot of the advertising will also allow you to be able to really take those investor opportunities, the things that you're helping investors create opportunity for, to grow and scale. So investors also, they tend to prefer working with agents that speak their language. So in my class, this is something I do teach. In our new one, we will have many actionable things that you can do to grow and scale your investor business as well. So they're going to want to know what ROI is. They're also going to want to make sure that you know what cap rate is, cash on cash return, 1031 exchange, net present value, and cash flow. So that is something that I do teach, and you will have action items around how you can learn those items in my upcoming new class. So they're also going to want to know what type of properties that create the most amount of return in your area. And in addition, it's important for you to understand how to navigate those questions. So I'm going to go through some questions for you I want you to think about, and I'm going to give you a list of these questions as well today. So when you're talking to an investor, we're going to ask a series of questions that I'm going to share with you. Now, after I'm done with these questions, I'm going to show you how you can also connect with these relationships in your market. There's many different ways to do that. My favorite is with data, really truly seeing which investors in the areas that you focus on own the most amount of properties and having the right message to reach out to them. There's also investor groups, there's Facebook groups, and much more, but I'm going to share with you what that means. Now, when you're talking to an investor, I want you to imagine it could be people in your sphere that want to invest in real estate. It could be a local builder, or just somebody from a Facebook group or an investor group, investor association group that you meet. We need to understand what to ask them. So you do not need to know everything. You just need to have a guide to be able to ask these questions, and it will help you guide on their prospecting and how to identify properties to them. So what are your primary objectives for investing? So again, many of you here, your experience, many of you I know, many of you could be brand new and have never worked with an investor. When you follow a playbook, and that's what I provide, it's going to allow you to stay focused on asking the right things regardless of what your experience is. So you need to know if they want a long-term rental. So a long-term rental is sometimes referred to, which is called the BRRRR method: buy, renovate, rent, and then refinance. They may want to flip a property for profit. They may want to do what's called land banking. So understanding what that means is going to be important when you're working with an investor, and I do teach those things. Do you have a preferred investment strategy, such as value add opportunities, turnkey properties, or do they want to do development? Yes, you guys can find an investor that wants to build multiple properties in an area that you specialize in. It's a lot of fun working with an investor that wants to buy land, and that you help them find that land. They build a whole subdivision and you're the agent that represents them. And yes, I teach you how to do that. Now, type of property. We need to know, are they interested in residential, commercial, multifamily, industrial, or other investment property types? Those are called asset classes. So that's something that I teach you how to navigate on what type of asset class they're looking for and how to find those properties, whether they're off market or distressed, and how to be able to find the best deal. Why I love working with investors is these investors are people that you can work with your entire career. How many buyers and sellers do you work with in your world now that you're going to sell them multiple houses a year, or you're going to help them sell multiple houses a year? And that's the beauty around working in the investment side. Now, for commercial investments, you need to understand, are they leaning towards retail, office space, warehouse, or mixed-use properties? And if they are wanting development, do they want raw land or not? And again, this is a checklist and just a few simple questions I'm going to provide you today. Location preferences. Are there specific neighborhoods, cities, or regions they're targeting? So again, when we're meeting with buyers and sellers, most of us should have an intake form. Most of us should have questions that we ask them. Same thing with investors. We're going to have a list of questions that they ask them. Physical characteristics of the property. So we need to know what size and age range they're considering for the property. Are there specific features or amenities you want, such as a pool, basement, parking, or elevator? How do you feel about properties that require renovation or repairs? So as we're interviewing an investor, we're going to ask these questions. We're going to ask them, what's their budget or target price? We're going to also ask them, are they looking for properties that have certain financial metrics? I'm going to actually be sharing, I will be sharing on our new class an awesome simple calculator for you to use that you can plug all of these things in, and it will give you their ROI and their specific cash on cash return, which will help simplify your world. And for those of you that this is a foreign language, it's also going to help you learn quicker and faster. Many of you may be wanting to invest in real estate yourself. You may be wanting to also learn how to purchase properties. And this is a great way to be able to help you do it and get there faster. How will you be financing the investment? Cash purchases, many of them will do mortgages, and then hard money. If you guys don't know what hard money is normally based, it's financing that is based upon the value and the after repaired value of the home. So if the house is worth 100, they may lend 70% of that, depending on the hard money lender. It's normally a little bit higher interest rate. They may also add repair cost in it as well. So understanding how to navigate those things is going to be helpful, especially on your long-term goals as well. Now, are you looking for short-term flipping or long-term rental investment opportunities? So that's around their duration and management goals. Okay, I'm almost done with these questions, and then we're going to get into some other fun. Now, if they are considering rentals, do you intend to manage the property yourself or hire a property management company? And if they're going to hire one, do they need a referral? So this is a great opportunity for you to be able to make relationships with property management companies in your area. Property management companies are a great resource to connect with because they're going to have a list of sellers that they work with, and those sellers are people that they're going to know if they're adding to their portfolio or not. Most property management companies as well, they only focus on property management. So they're not out there helping those investors find properties. So as you grow and you grow the people that you're working with, those property management companies are going to be pretty awesome to create relationships with. Now, risk profile. Risk profile is something you may have not heard, but what that means is what level of risk are they comfortable with in your investments? Are you open to distressed properties or those in transitional neighborhoods? Are there market trends or external facts? Do they need to understand about zoning and things like that that they're particularly concerned with? Now, here's a big one. I love investors with experience. When you are an investor or you're getting into investment with somebody that does not have experience, that's where I always recommend to buy the Millionaire Real Estate Investor book for them. And they need to be able to meet with a lender, have repair people, and they need to have some type of semblance of an idea of what they want. Now, I will show you simple ways on how to be able to educate them, but investors with past experience they're a lot of fun. You ask them, have they ever invested into the type of property before that they are wanting? If so, what type of experience, what lessons from past investments influence your current decision? Again, these are questions that's going to be a great dialogue for you when you're starting to have that initial conversation with them. Now, criteria and deal breakers. I'll give you an example. I work with some of the largest institutional investors in the country, and many of them, they will not buy a property that is over 1 acre. They found that when you have a renter in the property, when they are having to cut the grass, there's always additional issues that seem to happen. Some of them will not buy a property that there's a certain age cutoff, and they use a word called buy box. It's got to fit within their buy box. I teach you that language. Now, the criteria and deal breakers, that is truly going to be something that will help you find the properties for them simpler and faster. Now, communication. How would you like me as your real estate agent support you through the process? How often would they like updates? So those are going to just be some key simple questions that you can ask them, because as you're working and you're growing and you're working with real estate investors, there's a lot of different, I'd say, growth opportunities as you grow. Now, those are, again, just some simple questions. The other one I would ask is their network of people that they currently work with. Do they have a team? Do they have professionals, contractors, people that are already in their world that they currently do business with? So you can see if you need to help them build those relationships, or those relationships that they're already working with, how you can get in touch with them. Now, that may sound a little overwhelming with those questions. Those are the questions that you're going to ask when you sit down to do like you work with a buyer and you do a buyer consultation. Those are your investor consultation questions. Now, for you. I want to show you, and many of you know that I use a system that I love, and the system that I personally love to work with is a system called PropStream. Now, we have a free 30-day trial I always share, but I am going to, hold on, I'm trying to pull up someone. Now, Palm Beach County, I want to show you how fun this is. Now, I just went randomly to Palm Beach County. Now, many of you said you want to work with developers. Now I teach you how to find those developers. We're actually going to have an entire action plan for you guys, something much different where you can actually go out and have action items every single week that you do to grow this side of the business. So I just want to show you an example of different ways that you can go work with investors. So this is a system, and we're going to show you where to get a free 30-day trial. I teach it in my class. The quicker you join, the quicker you're going to be able to be part of additional masterminds that we're launching. And the investor action plan is going to be the next one. So number of properties owned. I'm just showing you how fun this can be. 100 properties or more in Palm Beach County, 12,804 people. So I want you to imagine if you knew how in your specific neighborhood to find people that own multiple properties. You're going to see right here, and this is just simple and random. This is someone in a neighborhood that owns 770 properties. Are you having conversations with people that own this many properties? Are you having conversations with people that are maybe they're going through distress situations and they own this many properties? So even as simple as a institutional fund that has properties in pre-foreclosure with a negative equity portfolio, 146 properties, look at their negative portfolio equity value. I teach you how to find these people, what to say, and how to connect. Yes, you can have a conversation with someone like this that owns 146 properties and has properties in pre-foreclosure and connect with them and convert those transactions. Most of us do not think that we can work with somebody that owns 100 homes. What would it look like if you knew how to locate people in your area that could own 25, 50 homes, a few hundred? You picked up the phone. I call this big game hunting. You picked up the phone, had a conversation with them and said, "Hi, my name's Christina Griffin. I work in a neighborhood that you own multiple properties in. I wanted to see if you're still interested in buying property or if there's anything I can help you with." And then they say, "You know what? I have a few properties right now I'd love to get rid of." Yes, we personally are buying. You can see that they're buying in multiple states, and those create referral opportunities for you. So having an action plan around working with investors and growing that side of your business, the reason why that is such a big important component, and we are doing a full action plan on this on our new launch, is because many of you have heard of the golden letter. A golden letter is the preface of, I have a buyer looking for a property and looking for a property to buy a property in your neighborhood. If you have an investor and that investor is going to buy a property, or you are the investor, you can walk through any property, whether it's an expired or for sale by owner, with that investor, or you could go preview it for your investor. And it's going to give you a foot in the door to immediately have that relationship with the client. Now, I spoke to you yesterday, and this is part of, I just wanted to open your eyes up to data that you can actually see in a neighborhood that you live in. Imagine if you knew in your own neighborhood who owned multiple properties, and when you're walking the dog, that maybe that gives you an extra little umph that you didn't realize you had a neighbor that owned 25 homes. I spoke to a large institution yesterday. Most of them are selling over 10% of their portfolio off every year. What would it look like if you got into a relationship that owned thousands of homes throughout the country and it immediately created 100 listings a year for you? If we don't know how to find them and we don't pick up the phone to get that business, we're never going to receive that business. So again, I'm passionate about teaching agents on how to create opportunity. So data is one component. The questions that I shared, I'm going to show you where to find those. I'm going to upload those into a section in my blog in just a second. But again, understanding their mindset, understanding their risk appetite, understanding what they want. Regardless of your experience, if you follow a checklist and a guide and you understand how to have that conversation, it makes things simpler and easier. The difference around connecting with investors and going after them based upon data, it's a much different conversation than doing what I is calling, if you're TCPA compliant, calling expireds or circle prospecting. These are business owners that own multiple properties, and it's a highly gratifying conversation that I recommend. So that's one component. We have to have effective communication strategies. Regardless of your experience, you can get into a relationship with any investor if you learn how to find them great deals. No matter what happens in any real estate market, learning how to find in an investor a really awesome opportunity, that is shift proof. Whether the market is going down or going up, every market, somebody is buying a home to invest, to either buy, fix, and sell, keep as a rental. It could be a development opportunity. So investors are shift-proof business that will continue to keep helping you grow, and someone that could imagine having a sale potentially maybe once a month or once a quarter from investors in your world that maybe are buying from other people that you're not aware of. Now, the prime opportunities, I teach you how to find that. That's super important. We need to expand our network. So we need to connect with like-minded professionals and expand your real estate network. Are you going to an investor association in your area? These are public. This is how I personally got started. I started working after I managed a 650 unit apartment community from the age of 18 to 21. I partnered and started working with a local investor. I would go to these investor associations. I would stand up in front at 21 years old and tell them that I was the person that was going to go help them find properties. I would rent buses and pile them all on buses with contractors and hard money lenders and walk through bank foreclosures. So those investor associations are a great place to start. You've got your sphere and database. Have you asked them lately if they're interested in investing in real estate? You have the Millionaire Real Estate Investor book. On Keller Inc., you could go to Keller Inc. and under resources, there's a ton of amazing free resources about the millionaire real estate investor and some things for you to start to learn. Now, we need to enhance our offerings, finding them great deals, having property management components that we can connect with, learning how to be able to work with contractors. Those are enhanced offerings. So investors are a great way to unlock a massive amount of business regardless of what's happening in your world. Now, knowing your local market is going to be important. You're going to have investors that are going to tell you they want to be able to buy a property, and it could be close to local public transportation. It could be that they don't want a homeowners association. So understanding how to navigate that is going to be an important component. Now, some investors consider getting their real estate license to cut down on an agent commission fee. Some of them do. I will tell you, I would not let that worry you, because some of my best investors, since I've been a real estate agent for the last 22 years, are actually licensed agents. Now, those licensed agents, anyone that brings them a great opportunity, they will buy those. Then if they're going to buy fix and you're going to sell them that property, you need to learn how to say, that I'd like the opportunity to help you sell it, that you're going to do whatever it takes to help them get the most amount of ROI, which is return on investment. But the magic around it, guys, is locating the investor, knowing how to find them, being able to connect with them, and the biggest thing is helping them systematically find investment property. Investors rarely get emotionally attached to a property. I will tell you, that is one of my favorite things. It is a business transaction for them. It's very different than a regular homeowner. Instead, investors tend to only care about whether a deal makes financial sense. As a result, it's okay to be systematic in an approach to finding them properties. And I teach you that step by step. So I want you to expand your mind to what the potential is, whether it's investor Facebook groups or investor real estate associations, whether it's your database, or being able to find and locate properties for an investor that you can connect with them based upon data. Instead of doing golden letters and just throwing things against the wall, imagine golden letters where you can actually take that golden letter in a neighborhood that you need or you want to work, and you're locating every multiple owner that is there, and you're reaching out to them, and we provide the letter templates and everything you need, and you're reaching out to them and you're saying, listen, I want to be able to see if I can help you, or you're interested in finding more properties. Did you know that there were over, and I'm using Palm Beach as an example, over 2,000 pre-foreclosures in Palm Beach County? I would love to help you be able to buy more properties if you're interested. So guys, I am so thankful for the time that you, I'd say, provided here with me today. I want you to think about, in a shift-proof market, how can you get your fair share? Learning how to locate the properties, being action-oriented around the things that you're doing, life events, everyone in your world goes through those. When you become that expert, but the magic around real estate investors is it's scalable. There are people in your own community that own 25, 50, hundreds of homes. These are people that you want to get in a relationship. Having a step-by-step plan to do that is something that will be beneficial to everybody, regardless of the asset class. So those that are commercial, I want you to think about that, regardless of the asset class. Also apartment buildings, that is a ton of great conversations as well. So again, I'm passionate about thinking and helping people think bigger. And anyone that joins our new launch, you're going to be part of some awesome action-oriented additional offerings, from pre-foreclosures to probate, divorce, bankruptcy, and working with investors. I'm going to show you where, and many of you may have been here already before, but I always add every time I teach. I always add into right here, download tips to get more referrals when I teach publicly, where you can find some cool things to be able to look at. And I do see a lot of questions, so I am going to give you guys an opportunity today for questions. So I did add, there's an investor worksheet here, and all of those questions right here where it says investor promo questions, those are right there as well. So you just go to my blog, which is christinagriffin.com, and there's a lot of cool tools and resources in here that you may be able to utilize in your business. And these are just some public things that I offer, but those questions are here in addition to some golden letters and some additional things for you. So I would love to be your coach. I'd love to be able to help you grow as well. Please know that the recording will be available and that we will be in touch. And I see a question in, is this your area looking for property that can cash flow at least 45,000 annual? Oh, I love that people are exchanging messages. Okay, guys, I have time for probably about 8 or 10 questions. If anyone would like to raise their hand, and let's have some fun. All right. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, how are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Good, thanks. Okay, so sorry I got on late. What happened? So is this like if you're a novice in this area, the program would help?
100%.
Pardon?
Yes, if you're a novice in this area, my program will help. What I would say to you is we've got people that are super experienced, then we have people that are brand new. I'm very big on action plans and systemizing things. I always open time for Q&A as well for those that need it, because everyone has different levels of questions. But yes, 100% it will help you on every level.
Okay, and two more, sorry. I know. What about the data? Is PropStream and say what, like Vulcan or RedX also required to?
No, it's not required. I do have a free 30-day trial for PropStream. If you're going to take my program, I promise you'll get more out of it if you do have that tool. It's probably one of the most powerful tools. Vulcan is not something I personally use. I use RedX. Why I like RedX is it's a very simple way to add outside lists and scrub the do not call. So there's a functionality on there that you can import list, or you can add phone numbers, and it's very good around the do not call aspect.
Okay, and lastly, you just said about the Chris Street, we could access those things in your Google Docs, you said? Yes, no?
Yes, absolutely.
Or once you register, right?
Yeah, so no, this is my free Google Docs that I provide. So
okay.
So there is inside of this folder,
yeah,
and you're going to see here links to share, and that does have the free 30-day trial for PropStream. And
okay.
yes, and I do see a lot of people and that have been in multiple classes of mine. Please, guys, any comments you can share in the chat, I'd love it. Yeah, I do pretty much give anything you need. I share on a super high level. So if there's something specific you need that may not be involved in the class, I do my best to make sure you have every resource that you need at your fingertips.
Okay, thanks. And we can access that easily, right? Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. On any level. And we always have a Facebook group that's ongoing as well.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Guys, any other questions? Any ahas, thoughts, anything that anyone wants to have some fun with? Kevin, I see your hand. Go ahead, love.
You talked about teaching us about ROI, cash on cash, and cap rate returns. I have this calculator app that's really cool. It's called the 10B2. And you can fly in and out of all kinds of numbers. It's an investor calculator. I've taken some training on, but I definitely could use some more training on that investor. You know, they want to know how much money it's gonna cost them and how much they're gonna make, basically.
Yeah, Kevin, you're in my world already. Just email us and Gracie will send you the calculator. So anything you need. And the 10D2, is that I haven't heard of that one. Do they is that an app?
It's it's at the App Store. The LA RIA, Los Angeles Real Estate Investors Association, Bill Tan, he teaches a class on it, and I've taken it, and it is an amazing class. He's an excellent teacher. So I definitely would recommend checking it out. It's only $6 at the App Store.
Awesome. I'll definitely purchase it. Thank you for sharing. And Kevin, your wealth and knowledge, I appreciate you being here. Guys, is there any other questions? If not, feel free to send us an email. Would love and be honored to be your coach. He said that and we'll send it out as well, but it looks like you said it was, is it 10D2?
Yeah, 10B2. Just type that into the App Store. It's $5.99.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Guys, we are here to be able to answer any questions. Again, our new class starts in a month. But those that join early will get access to some additional masterminds I'm doing. And our goal is to continue, especially if you're part of my lab now. My goal is more tactical things that you guys are going to be able to go and implement into your business right away. So again, feel free to reach out. Would love to be here and help you through this journey. If you were, what I would tell you, and today around investors, why I wanted to share with you why that's such an important component is when we work with people that treat a transaction like a business deal, and you're able to work with people in your community that own tens to hundreds of properties, regardless of what's happening in the real estate market, it's going to help you grow. And cash is key. Many of us are having struggles with people and interest rates. When you're working with people that are buying with cash, you never have to deal with those interest rate conversations. And they're providing usually rentals for your buyers that have issues or they have problems around being able to find and identify a property. I work with a lot of the institutions, and exactly, it's black and white, no emotion. Whether it's an investor that owns, 10 to thousands of homes, or a builder or a developer, it's a business transaction. So if you guys don't have those in your world, this is a big, important component. And I do teach you how to do that. I wish there were CE credits. I have tried. You have to do it for every single state. So unfortunately, it's not. It should be, but it's not CE credits. So guys, if you need anything specific, reach out and have a wonderful weekend. And thank you for your time here today. I'll see you soon. Bye.